What's up, everybody? This is Tristan Skylar, and you're locked into the Doghouse Podcast.
You're listening to the Doghouse Podcast. We have the greatest guests, sports talk, and entertainment. Enjoy!
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Talkbox here, and you're listening to Doghouse Podcast. Y'all, they keep it real, and y'all need to check it out. Stay tuned for all the greatest interviews on the planet. Let's go.
And we are back with another episode of the Doghouse Podcast. I am your co-host, Logan, a.k.a. Little Snake. And sitting across the table, as always, is...
this is Luke, a.k.a. Little Tater. Yeah, on this episode, we had Tristan Skylar, a hip-hop artist out of Oklahoma City. I, unfortunately, wasn't able to join the interview due to my work schedule. But you had him on, and it sounds like you had a great time talking to him.
Absolutely. So with Tristan, man, an interesting artist. He basically just, we got to talk a lot about his art that he's creating and producing these days, and got to talk a little bit about his journey so far, in the whole music industry. And there was a lot of stuff that I learned about him, just outside of his social media, because I follow all the social media and I know about all the stuff that he posts. But without further ado, I guess we'll get right into it.
Let's get it.
We have Tristan Skylar on with us here at the Doghouse Podcast. How you doing today, man?
Doing good, man. Just staying busy. Just got done popping off a bunch of fireworks yesterday. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Did you have a good? Did you have a good holiday yesterday, man?
Yeah, it was really good.
Good.
Did a lot of eating, driving around different places, but it was cool.
There you go. Cool. To start off here, for our listeners, would want you to kind of give a brief summary of who you are and where you're from.
Definitely, yeah. So my name is, I go by Tristan Skylar. My name is Tristan Klopp. I'm from Yukon, Oklahoma, just outside of Oklahoma City. But yeah, man, I've been out here for a while now, about 15 years.
Okay.
So it's home now.
And you had mentioned that you go by, for all your artists and your music and all that stuff, you go by Tristan Skylar, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Cool. So the next thing we'd want to get into is, for your music, it seems like everybody, especially in the whole hip hop, R&B type world of music.
B-Monthly is Bartlesville City's magazine, published monthly and highlighting the people, places, and events that tell the story of us all.
B-Monthly is completely local. They're owned and operated right in Bartlesville. They're dedicated to providing the community with all the latest up-to-date information about arts, entertainment, and the people in this region, along with the history of this great city and profiles showcasing the people who make the city a vibrant and happy place in which they live, work, and play.
They love their community and telling the story of us all each month in B-Monthly, Bartlesville City Magazine.
For more on B-Monthly Magazine, go to www.bartlesvillemonthly.com. You can find them on Facebook at Bartlesville Monthly Magazine, and you can also find them on Instagram at B-Monthly Magazine. Now back to the show.
It seems like everybody's got a different writing process. Some people, it's like they put on maybe a certain type of music to even write, or just maybe, I don't know, have some kind of a different style. What's your writing process?
Bro, my writing process is all over the place. It's so there's not one specific thing. I think the biggest thing is, I don't know. I just got to be I can't force it.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling it, then I'll just pack it up and try again later. I don't try to force anything. How I get there though is totally different. I was at my friend Weston's house. He's a singer and a songwriter, and
okay,
we wrote a song on a loop pedal on his guitar, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it was cool. And then me and my friend AD are working on a tape together, and so we'll just play beats or instrumentals, either that people send us or that we find online and stuff like that, and we'll just write to those. But I think part of it, because I'm not a producer myself, I don't make beats or anything. I think I usually start with finding something and then I write to it, as opposed to having something written and then making something behind it. Just because I don't have that easy access to that.
Right, yeah. See, I went I went to ACM down in Bricktown. And
Okay,
I
yeah.
actually, yeah. So I actually, for 2 years, I had my associates down there. And so I'm on the production side, of music and got to, find and meet a lot of different people like that. But that's interesting, that you actually go and you're looking for stuff constantly. It sounds like, it's
For
not,
sure.
so it's like that's really interesting.
Sure.
Now, just as a little bit of a side topic here, when did you actually get into music, like starting, writing raps or rhymes or music just in general?
So I think I was a senior in high school,
Okay.
and I went to a show at the Diamond Ballroom, and it was a Unashamed tour. So it was like Lecrae and like all those, like it was a Christian rap concert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to that, and then like me and a bunch of my friends, I went with my church at the time, and so like me and a bunch of my friends, like after church, and just whenever we were together, really we would just like freestyle all the time and
There you
just
go.
like poke at each other, and just go at each other and have fun, and goof off or whatever, say all kinds of crazy stuff. But
Snake, we're always looking for music for our podcast, and what better company to use than Huddy Productions?
All of his beats are made from scratch, and they sound amazing. If you're an artist looking for someone to work with, or if you're like us and just want to buy instrumentals for your podcast, you have to use Huddy Productions.
This is a Huddy production.
Leases start at $30, and exclusives are negotiable. Beats that are solely produced by Huddy Productions are buy one, get one free, and that excludes any collaborated beats. Follow Huddy Productions on Instagram at Huddy_Productions, on Twitter at Huddy Production. Go to www.huddyproductions.net. Now back to the show.
I picked it up pretty quick, and I was like, I'm not terrible at this. And so I started just like messing around and like writing to people's like other people's songs. And this was like, so this would have been like 2011, 2012. And I would just write to like whatever songs were popular, like wrote to like 500 Degrees by Tyga and like stuff like that.
Okay.
And then so people at my church knew that I was writing and stuff, and so they were like wanting to do spoken words for like Easter and Christmas and those types of things. So they would ask me to write stuff, and then so it just kind of one thing led to another. Then the youth group would have me put verses into like worship songs, and then finally like my friend Jordan, who I met through different church events and stuff, because he went to a church across town.
Okay.
And so like we would see each other and everything. And so when I started like kind of like showing interest in music, he had been doing it for a minute. So he was like, well, anytime you want to come over, just come over. Or anytime you want to do music, just let me know. And I'd always be like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And then in 2017, it was like the end of 2016, I had started doing like actually like writing and trying to record stuff. And I had done like, there was a bunch of challenges that were coming out back then. So it was like the Shook Ones Challenge and Sogon Challenge, like different writing challenges. And so I'd written and done videos for those. And then Jordan started coming to my church out of nowhere in the city. Like I started going to this a different branch of the same church out in the city. So he started coming to that. And we started talking and hanging out. And then we wrote a song together for a competition that I was in. And I was like, I need something that's hype. I don't have anything that's hype. I need your help.
Yeah.
And so he basically, we wrote the song. The song was dope, and we started doing music. And then he owns a nonprofit, so we do school assemblies for anti-bullying and suicide awareness.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and so we get to go all across Oklahoma and all across the country and perform, and go to schools and talk to kids in a setting that is like not super uncomfortable for them, because who doesn't love rap music? So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Now you mentioned that you went to the Lecrae tour and all that. Mm-hmm. So who is an artist that you admire? That you look up to? Maybe if you had an idol growing up, one off the top of your head. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of them, but if there's just one that you could pick.
Yeah, man, I think probably the most impact on me would probably be Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because his album, like Good Kid, Mad City, came out in 2012. And that was right when I was starting to like when me and my friends started freestyling and stuff. And so like I was starting. That was at a point where I was just starting to dive deeper into more than just what was on the radio.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's my favorite album of all time. It's Good Kid,
Yeah,
Mad.
that's a great album. That is a great album. Cool. So now you mentioned that you go around with the schools and for that nonprofit and all that. Now, do you have any other shows lined up anywhere? Do you have any shows across the country or anything that you got lined up to go play? Or
Well, right now, like I said, me and my friend AD are working on a tape together right now.
okay,
So once we have that finished, we're going to. We have a friend of ours that he's a producer and he lives in Atlanta.
okay,
And so we're going to record with him, do the whole thing, like drive out there, do the whole thing, knock it out, and then once we got that back, then we'll start booking shows together for both of us. But I mean, right now, all we have, like everything that we have going on is with the nonprofit and like doing assemblies and stuff. So like we have a trip to Fresno, California in I think the first week of November.
okay.
So we'll be out there for a week, going to different schools and different places. Like it'll be a combination of like assemblies, and then we'll do shows as well while we're there. So that'll be really cool. And then just a bunch of different stuff around Oklahoma.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now, for all of our listeners out there that want to connect with you online, or if you have a website, if you could just take a couple minutes here to kind of drop your social media handles, your websites, just anywhere that our listeners can find you and find your stuff.
Yeah, man. So all my music, it's all, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. It's Tristan Skylar. And then same on Instagram, Twitter, all the social medias. It's just at Tristan Skylar _. So it's TristanSkyler _. But that's where my stuff is. I don't have a personal website, but I do. If you want to check out like things like as far as a nonprofit and what we do and how you can get us out there or anything, it's called Generation Y. But our website is pursueyourwhy.org.
Okay.
And it's at gnwy.co on Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. So
Cool. All right, well, man, we don't want to take up too much of your time, but we sure do appreciate you coming on with us, man, and just having a couple minutes here to talk about who you are and what you're about.
Sure, man.
And we've had a great time, man.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you guys, man.
Absolutely, man. So we'll hopefully get you on later on down the road, man, and hopefully we can line something else up. So.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, man. All right, we'll see you later, buddy.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
It need the flavor, it was so tasteless like I make the Space Jam, I make the Space Jam, I make the Space Jam. Get out my lane, man.